Are you ready to take your finances to the next level? Are you ready to learn what's not taught in schools regarding building generational wealth? If your answer is yes, welcome to the conversation. Let's talk income shifting. Let's talk cash flow management. Let's talk improving your credit score. Let's talk investing. Let's talk finance with Melissa and Tony.
Hey,
What's happening, MK? What's going on? Let's share. You ready to share some stuff?
I'm ready, Festival Club.
Awesome Thursday. Let's see here. Let me tag some folks in here and see if I can get some folks in here because we finna share. We finna break this thing all the way down so folk can understand that we for real. We real people. We real people.
Right.
Yep. Real
Right.
jobs, real problems, real taxes, real debt. We got all of that.
Oh, you said nothing but a word. You said real debt. That is sure enough true. Okay, so we got a whopping zero watching right now. So
Okay, that's cool. They'll catch up. They'll catch up.
We're gonna get that number.
Right.
Now, why do you say showing up up here? Now over here it say, interesting. Anyway, okay. So yes, it is Thursday. We done made it through. Today is the 29th. 29th of, as my mom said, 29th of February.
The leap year.
The leap
come
year.
back around in 4 more years.
Exactly. You know, and I went out of my way today because I had the birthdays that pop up who having a birthday. I wanted to see who all was born on today. It was like maybe 4 people out of all of the friends I got. Only 4 people, I believe, celebrated birthdays. And our partner Brent, I see his grandmother, 96 years old today.
Absolutely.
Ain't that a blessing?
That's great.
Shout out to Mama. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not seeing everything I see on this phone on here. The computer issue sidetracked me. So let me zone back in. Don't worry about it.
Zone back in. Let's tell you folks who we is and what we here for, cause you're gonna lose some folks in here playing around trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm sorry. I just don't like when stuff be looking crazy. But anyway, welcome back. Some of y'all may have seen me yesterday. I had the pleasure of sitting in for someone during the team build with Geo. She did her group did a marathon where everybody came on for like 30 minutes, talked about their channel, invited people to join up. So it was very much a good. I don't know if I was like last on the list, but hey, she pulled me in. So based on that, I did get quite a few views yesterday, so I appreciate that. And I hope everybody who viewed yesterday came back today because I told y'all we was gonna be back and we was gonna be talking about what? Money. That's all we talk about. Yep. Because money is something you cannot know enough about, especially when we talk about your own. So my name is Melissa King. I am a home-based business owner with My Econ. My Econ is short for My Economy. Not Tony's economy, not 90 Food's economy in there. Well, sort of. Not my mom and dad's economy. It is my economy. So what does that mean? That means that we are a personal finance company and we look into ways to improve your finances, improve your cash flow. What is cash flow? Cash flow is money that you got flowing, that's free that you can use pretty much. So if everything is tied up into bills, how much cash flow do you have? None. Everything tight. You know what I mean? So the whole goal is to increase your cash flow. and maybe do some income shifting where it's being shifted in one place that you would rather not have it go, shift it back where it should be, which is in your pocket.
Right.
Because one of the main things that we say is it is not how much you make.
Right.
It is how much you keep. And I think I put on, so for the title I put on here, you know your salary, but do you know your taxable income? Because out of those two things, which one is more important to you, Tom? Salary, taxable income.
Taxable income.
Right. Because I can make $200,000 a year. If I'm being taxed on $200,000 a year, that's gonna be a big whopping amount. So that kind of knocks down the thrill of saying I make $200,000 a year. But on the other hand, if I make $200,000 a year and I'm only taxed at $50,000, now we talking. Now we can have a conversation. You know what I mean? Because all you were telling me before with that $200,000 is they write you a check every month, but you don't get to take all that home with you. You only get to take so much home with you. So 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago, I joined this business because I saw my guru over here, Felsa Clopton. I call him Felsa because he has his PhD in money. Not from Harvard, not from Princeton, not from Yale. He got his doctorate or PhD in money from the School of Hard Knocks. Now, if you know anything about hard knocks, you know it's some scratching and a surviving. And sometimes you might go into bankruptcy. Sometimes you might be on a high where you making some money. You know, then everything might fall to the bottom. So he done rode the wave and learned all that stuff. And now he came back and he teaching us what he didn't learn when he was out there, you know, throwing bowls and trying to hang on. So I saw him with this business, finally broke down and asked him about it, and found out it was something I needed. Because you know what? The subject that we're going to talk about tonight is something that I did not know until I turned 40. So I'm saying that to say, don't be shamed if you don't know how it works, because I did not know how it worked. And if you do know how it worked and I didn't know how it worked, I'm not going to let you shame me because I just had to find out when I found out. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my partner, Felsa Clopton. What you know, and say hi to the folks, let them know a little bit about you.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm glad to be back on Thursday. Like me and Melissa, we've been trying to do this thing consistently, but life will it'll put you in a chokehold, and people don't have the time. And you know, you got to get the baby, got the school, got the homework, got the job, all of that stuff. And we know people out there struggling. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, you're looking at somebody that know about bankruptcy. I know about voluntary possession. I know bad credit. I know robbing Peter to pay Paul. I know living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody ever has enough money, especially with inflation. Now, we're going to talk about what Melissa was saying, it's cash flow. Most people are going to be cash flow positive or cash flow negative. There's hardly anybody in between. You're going to be on this side or that side. So we're going to talk to y'all about some workable strategies that we learned into this business that can teach you. I'm talking about not me, but you, that can teach you how to get cash flow positive and stay positive with some basic strategies. So that's my spiel, y'all. That's all I got. But Melissa, back to you.
Okay. So like you said, our company teaches more than anything else. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not some type of you know, people love to throw the pyramid thing out there when we've already discussed what the real pyramid is.
Right.
If I can pull it up real quick, just to let y'all see. The real pyramid is where you clock in every day. And where we clock in every day, because I'm still on somebody's clock every day. I have made it to a point where I don't have to clock in. So I'm just gonna pull up this pyramid real quick to let y'all see how far back this goes. Ooh. Now this is from my daughter's school project. She's in 8th grade. And they were studying the Egyptians back before Christ, all that stuff. And back then, they had a pyramid. And it was a level, each level went down. So you have the king. And when I say king, I ain't talking about king like my last name, you know. But when I say king, I'm thinking along the lines of people who owned or ran the country, so to say, or owned, had the most power. Below that, you had government officials and priests. Similar to today's time, what we got? We got our government, we got the church. We know these are examples of power, okay? So we go further down this pyramid, and we got the scribes, the merchants, the artisans. Think of them as the small home-based, maybe, business owners.
Right.
Might not be home-based, might be more brick and mortar. But they coming in right under the government. And then down here at the bottom, at the very bottom, are us W-2 employees, or for them, it was farmers and slaves. For us, well, they don't put that terminology on us. But y'all get the point. The point is, at your job, there is a pyramid.
Man, you're hurting somebody's feelings out there, Melissa. Nobody wants to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be called a slave, and you really stepping on some toes out there, because I'm almost want to grab my feet, because I hit that clock almost every day, and it's somewhere that I really don't want to be sometime, but I got to provide for my family, right? So, man, please don't be so hard on people out there, because we got to make a living, right?
Tony, you can call it what you want to. You don't like the word slave? Let's call us dilly bops.
I'd rather be an employee. Just call me a regular employee, just trying to make it and provide for my family. This slave thing, all I'm saying is shackles on my feet and hands, and I'm eating to work, and eating to pay bills and all of that. That's don't do me like that.
That's like I was saying yesterday. Y'all can't see my invisible handcuff, but I'm cuffed to this computer right here. And that's where I do my work every day. And I can't travel far from it. So what that sound like to you?
But anyway, what else you got? What else you got?
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so when y'all start thinking about that type of stuff, this is not what we have. This is not that. This is just what we said, strategies. If you're from the South, you might be familiar with the phrase, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, now, why we skinning cats down here, I don't know. No. But the point is, it's more than one way to get somewhere. Now, we all are trying to get to financial freedom, I would think. Unless you are somebody that, I don't know, might be somebody fetish, they like being broke. I don't know. But most of us want to either maintain or be at a point where they don't have to be stressed about cash, or they want to take it all the way to the top and they want to be wealthy, you know? So if that is all of our goal, we're not all gonna get there the same way.
Right.
And the good thing about our company is it gives you strategies that maybe fit your situation that may not fit somebody else. Now take me and Tony, for instance. Tony's married, Tony has a child. I'm single, I have a child. When we get ready to file our taxes, his status is gonna be different from my status. That makes a difference. I didn't decide all these, the IRS did. But just because we're different, we're still able to take advantage of the same company and learn strategies. So one of the things, and I wish I had brought that, the letter we always show about people that the IRS slipped out and let people know they overpay their taxes. Because one of the first things I want to show y'all is what I learned when I got in this business that I did not know, which is how taxes work.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. I think, and I tell you this, I think everybody has to take it back to the basics. I mean, basics is where your foundation is set. It's like we all know, well, most people don't know that employees are being taxed, right, at a higher tax rate. So we have to show them, and like Melissa was saying, we had the game back then. that, hey, employees are being taxed at a higher tax rate, and the reason why is because they're getting these huge refunds, right? Like you're overpaying, giving more money than you should. And the thing about it is, if you're struggling today, why are you waiting to get money next year? You need your money now. So we saw the form, we saw it, we read it, we understood it. Nobody, I mean, especially the poor and middle class, should be overpaying their taxes, because the rich and wealthy don't do that. They don't anticipate a refund check. They don't wait on money that belongs to them. They take advantage of their money. It's like managing. You have to manage your money. And if you're mismanaging it by allowing someone else to use it, interest-free, that's poor management.
True.
That's what we learned in this strategy. But go ahead, Melissa. I just wanted to stop there and then share with people that we have documentation. It's not something that Tony made up, something Melissa made up. The IRS, the government said that people are using this as a forced savings account. And we know savings accounts, you're not going to get rich with no savings account.
No, especially if
But go ahead, Melissa. I want to share that.
Yeah, anytime you find somewhere to jump in, just jump in, guru. You know. All right. So, as we were saying, it's all about understanding how taxes work. For the longest, I worked. I didn't know what percent I was taxed at. Only thing I knew to do was, when you first start a job, we talked about, and in case y'all are wondering, we are really dwelling on the whole tax thing because this is tax season. So now is the ideal time for you to learn how taxes work during tax season, because this is, and we're going into March now, y'all. We almost used up a quarter of the year going up into March. But that is why we are focusing so hard on taxes, because it's tax time. And I've seen so many posts and comments about how, it's tax time, and that's why I said trick or treat. Like, are you really getting a treat if you're getting a refund? Because refund just means giving you your money back. So it was yours in the first place.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Melissa? I found out that the post that you see the most is the people that get money. I guarantee you a bunch of people that owe some money, and they're not going to post that. Most people are not going to post because they're going to show people that they got poor management or something happened, or they don't know. And that's why we're here, to share with you why you owe, or share with you why you get a big refund. And that's really not the best option, but it's an option. But most people want to get some money back. But those that owe, this is especially for you.
And I get so tickled with all the memes they have about the tax refund. You can tell somebody got their tax refund. I saw one today where they had this old timey car, and it was like, I got my federal, I'm just waiting on my state. So the first half of the car, the 2 rims, was brand new, and the back was still there. Yeah. So it's like, they're funny, but when you understand, and hey, Facebook user, I can't tell who you are because it's just showing Facebook user, but thank you for coming on. So the memes are so funny, but and it's funny, you say you only hear from the people that's getting back. Yeah. And somebody who for years had to pay back, I would start getting sick at the stomach when it got closer to the end of the year. Because I already I don't know how much they finna hit me for. Yeah. But I know they finna hit me.
It's gonna tear you up. Yeah.
and that's the thing. All that time I'm around here biting fingernails and pacing back and forth, not knowing that the formula to figure out, I had access to that all the time. It's not no big secret.
Right.
It's just plain and simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that home, because I feel like a lot of times myself, I need to see stuff to understand it. So I worked on this, and I hope it's big enough, but I worked on this slide today to kind of bring it home a little bit with some visual.
Okay, hey, let me give a shout out to some of I got some Facebook users. Hey, shout out to Felicia Ingram. Hey, That's my shoe roll. Pastor Gregory Willard and Lee Childs. We thank you guys for popping on. So y'all feel free. Felicia actually got me started in this business a couple of years ago. And man, I've been on fire ever since, man. I've learned a lot. You talking about somebody sharp, Felicia Ingram, man. I appreciate you for just getting me started. And man, I'm gonna make you proud one day. I'm gonna make you proud.
And Felicia, I appreciate you for getting him started, because when you got him started, I got nosy and I got started. So I owe you too. Okay, and Pastor Greg, you already know what time it is. It's good to see you. So this is what I got, Tom.
Okay.
I tried to get a little graphic going.
Okay, I see you.
You know, so hopefully y'all can see it. But what I've got here, we're going to take for an example. Let's say you're working a job. This particular job is paying you $60,000 a year. Now, these numbers are not going to be 100% because, bless you, baby, because they're actually, I'm only looking at federal income tax. So, Of course, you know, state comes out, FICA, all that other stuff. But for this training and for this demonstration, I just want you to look at federal income tax. So this person makes $60,000 a year. They get paid twice a month. And I put on here that they're taxed at a rate of 30%. Because like Tony said, W-2 employees are taxed at the highest tax rate. So 30 to 35% could be. I tried to use round numbers that I could work with, you know. So if this person is making $60,000 a year, that broke down to if he's being taxed at 30%, just to break even, meaning he don't get no money back and he don't owe. They are going to be taking $750 per paycheck from him. He's getting paid every 2 weeks. His gross is $2,500, and they taking that $750 out for tax. So what he's left with, every pay period 1 and 2 for each month, he's bringing home $1,750. And like I said, that's not counting the other stuff. We're just looking at federal tax. So if you look at that, all right, he made $2,500. Then taxing, it's 30%. What can you do? You know, so at this point, we're not looking at taxable income or anything. We're just looking at how the tax system works.
Right.
So let me go to my next slide. And on the next one, I kind of wanted y'all to get an idea of what happens when you either overpay or underpay. Okay. All right. So here on this one, we got same person. My computer's so slow. Okay, finally changed picture. Okay. The same person, salary, $60,000 a year. They get paid twice a month. This particular person, instead of paying 30% like they should, the $750, that's the one to break even. They're only having them take out 25%. Now you think, I hope you don't think Uncle Sam is gonna say, well, just go and keep that 5%. You can have it. No, sir. He is not gonna say that. He's gonna say, okay, so you want us to take out 25%. We'll get the rest of that up at you when it's income tax time. Right. So if you're looking at, remember the last person was bringing home $1,750 a pay period. This person is bringing home $1,875. So yeah, they're bringing home more money than that other person. But this is the predicament I was in, where you keep bringing it home and it's going to keep adding up. So what you're looking at is you are underpaying your taxes, $125 a pay period. And for a full year, that equals $3,000. So like I said, Uncle Sam going to say, we let you ride it out, but you know, it's time to pay the piper. So when my W-2s come back and I do or this person's W-2s come back and they do their taxes, they are going to owe $3,000. So that means they got to write a check or they got to get on the payment plan. Something has to happen, but the bill has to get paid. Okay?
Right.
So this is an example of people who don't get excited, who get that knot in their stomach like I used to do when it was tax time. On the other hand, over here, we got another set of people still making $60,000 a year, right?
Right.
But this person is overpaying their taxes. Instead of paying at 30%, they paying at 40%. So instead of getting that 750, which is the baseline where you don't owe and you don't get a refund, you are donating, or you giving them $250 every pay period to hold on to for you. Now they ain't just sitting there on that money twiddling their thumbs. They
Right.
like, oh, she said we can get this. What we gonna do with it? So they taking this $250 every month from you, and you thinking, oh, they setting it aside for me like they said, a forced savings account. That's so sweet. They put it up for me so I don't have to spend it. And then at the end, they're gonna give me a gift. I'm gonna get a whole lot of money. Okay,
Right.
so for each person, for 24 paychecks, $250 extra was taken out that they did not have to pay, and they still wouldn't have owed. So that comes up to $6,000.
No, okay, Melissa. So stop right there. So while that was happening, your paycheck is lower because you're giving away more, and now you got credit card debt with an interest rate of 28%. So you're losing money every month by paying the bare minimum on the credit cards or the food or the gas that you're having to buy. And by the time you get that refund check, what are you gonna have to do with it?
Pay that credit card that you ran up.
God, dog. So you losing money by giving money away that you don't have to give away.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So this is the part that I didn't understand. I didn't understand that when they gave me that W-4 form and told me to put my information in there, that I could determine then how much they were going to take out and how much or how much I was going to owe. And see, now I know this in January. They made it even easier for us because now we have the tax withholding estimator, which is the app that you can go on. You can put all of your information in from your pay stub, and it's going to tell you exactly where you at. And now they even got a feature where you can hit a button, and it'll tell you exactly how much they need to take out for you to break even. Because, like Tony said, now that person that was underpaying, they were bringing home $1,875 a paycheck. That person that's overpaying is only bringing home $1,500 a paycheck. Well, let's just say your bills every week come out to $2,000. So you $500 in the hole because even though you was only gonna get an additional $250, you still throwing yourself further behind. So what I'm trying to get y'all to see is that money, at the end of the year, may be $6,000, and it may seem like your job is giving you a bonus, and you get to splurge and ball out. But this is a refund, meaning the funds that you were overpaying and letting them use to create this savings account for you, they just giving it back to you. They ain't adding no interest to it, but they took that money and they invested in stuff. And when they give it back to you, that money has been ran through. It has been, they done took it and invested in this company, that company, charged them a high interest on that money they loaned them, which is your money. And, the company paid the interest or whatever, and they gave you back what they owe you, and they kept the difference. And see, the difference could be if you already know how much if you were getting this money, even if you were saving it yourself, you can take that money and put it in your own investment account. The same stuff they're investing your money in, you can invest in it. And then you get the interest. So quit giving them an interest-free loan by letting them use your money until they give it back to you at the end of the year.
That's good. I hope somebody is getting this information. And I'm telling you, a lot of times you can overtalk a process, and every now and then it's good to have visual aid. I love the cartoon character. I ain't gonna lie. I like cartoons. I mean, I'm still a kid at heart, but I think that people really need to understand that a refund is an overpayment, but they need to know how the overpayment actually happens. And that this chart is good. I can understand it. So I think we just have to get back in the routine of sharing this information, just like you just did, Melissa, so people can really understand it.
Right. Because
Overpaying your taxes is not the best option when you got bills coming in, residual bills coming in every month.
exactly, because like you were saying, if because I'm only bringing home $1,500 a month, and we all know that the price of gas has gone up, the price of grocery has gone up, a lot of things went up due to inflation. And inflation, plain and simple, is when there's an increase in the cost of day-to-day living and things we spend money on, but you don't have an increase in pay. So that difference, that gap, is inflation. So if maybe last year that person bringing home that $1,500 a month, it covered everything that they need to get covered. But let's say the following year, if they're in an apartment, your rent probably went up.
250, 300. Yep.
Right. You got a car. My car insurance went up.
Right.
I didn't hit nobody. I didn't have no claims. They told me it was just because I called. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, my car is over 10 years old. Shouldn't it be? And I know it's depreciating as far as me driving it. But why is my insurance going up? Because like when I got the car back in 2014, my insurance was under $100.
Right.
2024, and they charged me $137.
Right. Everything goes up, and your pay remains the same. That's right.
So, not like I said, that $1,500 that they were bringing home last year may have been fine, but now they're paying more for car insurance. They're paying more for rent. We don't even want to talk about how much more they're paying for groceries and gas. So if those prices went up, but their salary didn't change, or if it did change, it only went up enough to cover how much their health care insurance costs.
Right.
You still breaking even. So now that $1,500 that you were fine with, you have to go over to your credit card a little bit more. And I can attest to that because that has happened to me. But the budget that I had set aside for myself 2 years ago, I can't operate on that budget now because a lot of expenses went up. So where I used to be able to use my card, because I try to get every stream of income possible. And a stream of income that I often use is specific credit cards will give you points. And you can take those points and use them as cash. So what I would do is anything that I was going to be paying for anyway, like gas and groceries, I put on a particular card and I pay it off at the end of the month. Because if I didn't have a card, I was still going to have to pay the cash. But the advantage is I'm getting the points and I can use that money. Well, it went from a thing where I was able to pay the whole thing off every month. So I started looking at the gas and groceries. I'm like, hold up, man. I can't pay all of this off. And the advantage of paying it off every month is there is no interest.
Right.
So now that balance, I paid all of it off, let's say except for $200. Well, they're gonna charge me interest on that $200. Whereas before I didn't have to worry about that. So what my whole point is that $1,500 is no longer enough. Right. So now at the end of the year, I'm getting $6,000 back, but my credit card bill is up to $3,000.
Exactly. I think that people don't realize that when taxes actually cause the debt because you don't have enough money to actually pay off the debt. So people float debt until they can get more money. And it just cause your finances to spiral out of control. And I'm gonna tell you, it's easy to forget about a credit card payment or a bill or something that you swipe like gas and food, and it starts to accumulate over time. And by the time you get the refund check, you realize you got to pass it to the debt collector.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like you chasing. It's like almost like a dog chasing its tail because you giving it. You waiting on this big windfall. You get the windfall, which really was your money, and then you go give it away. Because most people, I done heard it all my life. Once I get my income taxes, I'm gonna pay my credit card off. Once I get my income taxes, I'm gonna pay my layaway off. Where or finish paying off my furniture.
Yeah, I put
When
something on it.
right,
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. If you had been getting that money during the year, you would not have had to resort to going to those credit cards and creating that debt that you're using your money to pay off now with additional interest added to it.
Right. Okay, so now that we got we kind of broke this scenario down, I think we really need to really concentrate on sharing a solution, because I want to definitely give people this is not a gloomy we all doomed, we're gonna always be in debt. There are strategies that wealthy people do, and our company have created for you. And it has helped me, it has helped Melissa and countless others, how you can get out of debt with the same amount of money that you have. You just managing your money more or better. You got a better option on how you get your tax dollars working for you. So Melissa, you want to go into that? A solution?
Yeah. Now, did you pull up? Is there anything you need me to share from your?
No, not really. You wanted to
Okay.
share show
No,
them
you
our
don't have to. I didn't
okay.
know if you wanted to have a show a thing at this point. So yeah, what we do, like Tony said, and hopefully you caught on that when I was telling that story. A lot of this stuff I was saying that I was using past tense, meaning I used to pay
Yeah.
all this money back. I used to not be in control of how much they take out. I learned better. I did better. So
Right.
what this company did, first they sat me down and taught me what we just went over, which is how taxes work. And you know, businesses are tricky. They will package income tax season to make it sound like you are getting a bonus on the job, or make it sound like, people. You ever heard a person that say they can sell an ice cube to an Eskimo?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same type of thing. They make you feel like this refund is a bonus to you instead of looking at it and presenting it the way it really is. So when I got in my econ, I learned this, right? I learned this. I learned how taxes work. And the first thing I identified is I was overpaying my taxes. And it wasn't hard for me to identify because I literally was giving them extra money. Every pay period, I was like, look, I don't want to owe. So go ahead, on top of what they were taking out, I'm like, take out an extra $50 every time I get paid. Maybe that'll cut down on what I owe at the end. That was the only strategy I had.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about any other strategy. Now, if you were here a couple of weeks ago, I kind of went over some things that people who are not in the business can do to lower your taxable income. And taxable income is just the total amount of money you're going to be taxed on. So you can, like we were saying earlier, you can make $200,000 a year, but you don't want to be taxed on $200,000 a year. You
Right.
want to lower the taxable amount as low as you possibly can, because that means you're getting the most. You're getting the most of it for your money, the bang for your buck. So, damn, old folks moment. I completely lost where I was going with this.
Were you talking
Oh my
about some
God!
things that can lower your taxable income? You were gonna give them some
Okay,
examples. Okay.
thank you. As a matter of fact, go on with it. Go on, talk about it.
Okay, some things that can lower your taxable income is invest more. But most people say, I ain't got no extra money to be investing nothing. I need all of my money right now. Lo and behold, the tax dollars that you are overpaying can be the investment money that lowers your taxable income.
Exactly. That same. I know a lot of y'all have heard the term pre-tax.
Right.
Pre-tax is money that they take out before it's taxed. If you take that same extra 200 you was giving them to put up and put that in a 401k through the job, HSA, which is a health savings account, flexible spending
Roth. Right.
account, yeah, Rob. If you put that money there, it lowers your taxable income. And you can't say, like he said, you can't say you don't have it
You got
because
it.
they putting it up for you till the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that is for people who don't have a business. The biggest thing we learned is it's an even better way that you can lower your taxable income. start a home-based business. And that is exactly what we did. And many people behind us have done, people before us have done. Our company has been around. We have two co-founders, Ivy Stokes, Alvin Curry. These two gentlemen have been doing in the financial arena for what, like 30 years, 30, 40
30
years?
plus, 30 plus years.
30
Yeah.
plus years. Now, they weren't always doing this company, but they were always using these strategies. Well, they decided, you know what? We know what it takes to build wealth. So they went, set aside, got together, put their heads together, and they started this company 18 years ago. This is completely debt free. The company owes nobody. And the good part about it, both of those co-founders who are multimillionaires will sit down and talk with us and explain to us like we are explaining to you. How you think we on here explaining to you? They had to explain it to us. So the company pretty much has everything you need to prepare you for financial success. They teach you about credit. You learn how to fix your own credit. You're not gonna go give somebody $500 for them to bring your score up 10 points, and you're gonna learn how to do it yourself. Because something else we learned, there's only one in one area, right?
Right.
That they can really help you with, and that's dealing with old stuff. There are 5 things that affect your credit score. They can only help you with one. Those other 4 are completely dependent on you. Okay, they teach us about investments. Some people, when they get in, they're not having any financial issues. They're just at a stage in their life where they're ready to learn about investment. What better way than to have a home-based business that is going to give you these deductions and these write-offs, and at the same time, you're using that same business to learn how to invest. I mean, it's a win-win. What else? We have the travel membership. Travel is one of the biggest industries. Every time you turn around, somebody posting a picture of them. Now, the going thing, I done seen that background to Dubai so many times. I feel like I done climbed the top of that building myself. That super tall one.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the reasons what excited me about this business. I saw my coworker Felicia Ingram posting a vacation, and she said something about 100% write-off, and I'm like, did you say write-off? That means I can get some of my money back. And I hounded her for a while. It took her a minute to get back with me, but I got in, and that's what got me. It may be credit for you. It may be paying off some debt for her. It may be getting a pay raise for him. But man, that was what got me in. And my wife loved to take trips, and I didn't want to be having this issue with when I get back home what we didn't pay because we had a good time. You know what I'm saying? I wanted this system that I heard my friend talk about writing off 100% of my lifestyle, taking vacations and cruises and on the beach and sipping them little drinks with the little flower in it. I wanted to do all of that, and I wanted to write it off. So I joined because of that tax write-off thing that I knew we needed. We were doing all of that stuff, but we wasn't capturing it as a business owner. And now I can do it and be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Tell the truth, that vacation hit different when you ain't got to worry about how you gonna pay for it when you get home.
Ooh, hey, I got to tell this story, and I'm gonna stop. Look, when I first got to my econ, I was in a promo. I was in Hawaii, me and my wife, a couple of friends, and one of them my econ bonuses hit for about 3,000. I was killing it when I first came in. I couldn't sleep. I was just getting it. I was like, "Ooh, this information everybody needed." But man, I was on the beach of Hawaii just getting it. And next thing I know, I had a little ting ting ting. They hit my account, and Tony just hit for $3,000, and I was like, "Look at God! Look at God!"
See,
and I've been on ever since.
That's real.
That's real.
You getting a real, true first-hand account story. Ain't nothing like a testimony.
Yeah, that's real right there.
Right.
Yeah, I was joking. Hey, you can go back right now. Google Tony in Hawaii. Every time you saw me, I was cabbage patching and tootsie rolling. Yeah, I'm old school. I was doing all the old school stuff.
And he was telling us about, because I don't know if I was in the business at that point, but all of your videos, you was
Yeah.
talking about cash flow and this and the
Yeah.
other. So
Uh-huh.
basically what Tony was doing, he
Yeah.
was conducting business
Yeah.
on his vacation,
On my
which
vacation.
made his vacation a business trip. You hear what I said?
Watch out now.
You
Watch
hear what
yourself.
I said?
I heard it.
Completely legal because he follows the rules set aside by the
Follow the rules.
IRS.
Yep. I ain't no different from Warren Buffett. What's what all them big time guys? My money ain't long enough. It ain't
You
long
don't
yet.
have to ask me. I had to ask you all the time.
Yeah, Warren Buffett. I'm talking about
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, all them guys. They write stuff off. They don't. I'm trying to lower my taxable income at my little job. I'm proud. I'm blessed with a job, but I know that I have to operate as a business owner so I can lower my taxes because the IRS said it. It didn't say you got to be black. It didn't say nothing about white. It didn't say nothing about you got to be tall, skinny, fat. None of that. It
Zip
just say
code.
what did it say? What did I have to do, Melissa, to become a business owner?
Two things.
Thank you.
You have to attempt to make a profit, and you have to keep good records. And when I say good records, I don't mean something you done jotted down and you ain't
On
got
a
nothing to
napkin,
back it up.
on a napkin, and it didn't faded. None of that.
Right.
We
You
got
have to keep, and see, this business is so on top of it. It's got that covered for you too. We have what we call the cash flow manager that allows you to keep good records. If you don't have good records and you're a part of this business, that's on you. And I'm gonna slap my own wrist, but that's on you because you got everything you need
yeah.
to be compliant and be ready when tax time comes. The thing is, though, you got to put the information in there.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, here telling us a testimony and showing us a T-shirt and a shot glass is not going to be enough for the IRS to say he has proof that
Right.
he was in Hawaii doing business. That's
Right.
not enough.
Yeah.
But Tony knows exactly what he needed because it's past tense. He already paid for that wrote off that vacation.
Right.
So it's like once you learn better, you do better.
Do
And a
better.
lot of times people don't want to understand. People don't want to take chances with money. There's always the threat of I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to deal with some with taxes or whatever.
You know
But
what? You know what fear does? Fear keeps you from really elevating to a level that you need to be in. But man, I'm gonna tell you, when you get the confidence, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm this spiritual, when you get God confidence that you're doing things the right way, you're gonna be good. That's why I operate in faith, because I know I'm doing things the right way. What they call it, indecent and in order. That's
right.
what we do, because our company, MyEcon, is our biblical based. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, if you get a chance, the mentorship that you can gain in this business is priceless. Being
It is.
able to learn not just the financial piece, but the spiritual piece behind MyEcon will blow your mind. So I already know that God is moving us in a place that we can bless other people. And this is what we're doing on this platform, just sharing our stories and testimonies. And hopefully you too can get what we get.
Right. And I'm gonna say this. I have never been one to walk around quoting Bible verses, but I done heard Tony say Deuteronomy 8 and 18 so many times.
Yeah.
That I know that God has given us the power to do what?
Well, hey, my pastor Paul said, man, if you ain't got but one Bible verse, you wear it out. And that's all I got. I'm going to wear it out.
I done graduated up from Jesus wealth to Deuteronomy 8 and 18. Because I swear, this man, everything we done ever did as far as presentation, he don't bring up Deuteronomy 8 and 18. And I'm gonna tell you this, I don't know where it's at in the Bible. It's somewhere between Genesis and Revelation. It says that you should be the lender and not the borrower.
There you go.
I'm gonna bring that all the way up to 2024.
Come on,
and I'm gonna say, if you are currently letting them take all that money out of your check and swiping that credit card, do you know who you are? You are the borrower. because
Right.
you are borrowing that money and
Yeah.
they're going to charge you to pay it back.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find out about my econ, listen to this presentation, take in this information. You know what's going to happen if you do it correctly and follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer going to be the one that's trying to get these credit cards paid off. You're going to be taking your excess money
Mm-hmm.
and making passive income.
Mm.
And how you make passive income, and that's that money you make while you sleep. You
Right.
invest. So
There you go.
now those same banks that's worrying the hell out of you and trying to give you that interest rate,
Right.
you are loaning them money so they can stay in business, and you charge them interest, and you're gonna get that in terms of a dividend. So you don't want to go to the borrower to
Yeah.
the lender.
Yeah. Investor. That's it. That's it, Melissa. You dropping it down. I mean, if I didn't know no better, I would think you would have had a master's in finance or something. Because I mean, you hitting hard.
Not now.
Not now.
Not now. But this is just a testimony to what we've learned and what we've been doing for the last 9 years. And it's truly been a blessing. And what's been even more of a blessing is being able to share it with other people. And, like I said last night, Tony, I was saying, we'll be back next week. We're going to be talking about the same thing. We're still going to be talking about money.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you done got rich between this week and next week, you need to be back over here listening to
Right.
you still need it. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this: we are our membership for this business. You can get is still $19.95.
Yeah, I think you get started for $19.95, and then every month, 30 days after that is $39.95. But with the travel membership, and I would strongly suggest if you're going to start this business, $50 a month to have access to a trillion-dollar industry in travel. You have the credit, you have the debt elimination software, you have everything you need as a business owner to succeed, including the culture and the environment of building a business inside of the business.
Right.
I would say go for the big one. Go for the travel. Go for everything.
And the networking, that is not even something you put a price tag on, because if there are so many people in this business that have so many different backgrounds, you may be put in touch with somebody that's in the same field that you're in, that's doing something that you didn't know you could do, and they share that information with you. And it's always been a very open and friendly environment. We used to have these game changers where everybody got together, and it was such a refreshing change from being around a bunch of haters to being around people who winning and they want to see you win too. And
Absolutely.
you leave there and you've made connections, and I got people I've been friends with on Facebook just from this business. I ain't never met them.
Right.
But, I can ask them anything in the chat or whatever, in the comments, and it's a good feeling. So I'm going to say this because we're coming up on 53 minutes.
Okay.
And y'all know anything over an hour, I need to keep it under an hour to upload it on Instagram. And I want my Instagram folks to have access to this too. So I'm going to say, reach out to myself or Tony, or if you know some of our other associates from YouTube, there's Pandas, Hair Candy, and more. There's Team Build with Geo, or her other Boss Life Online. She goes by that. If you know any of these people, reach out, get started, learn today how this whole tax thing works, because that's where the money is. That is where you're going to start being able to build. Your job is a great way for you to manage your day-to-day finances. But we're looking at finances on down the road and how we can grow those. And if you like me, I'm about to be 50 this year. So retirement is closer and farther away at the same time than I want it to be, because I'm ready, but I want to be financially ready. Because what's the point of me retiring and I'm still sitting here trying to figure out how I'm gonna make these ends meet every month?
Right.
So go ahead, reach out to us now, get started. Tony and I are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. However you see us, wherever you see us, grab us, tap us on the shoulder. We'll get you the information. And you can get started today for $19.95. Take it out, test drive, and see what all we have to offer. If it's not your ish and you just would rather stay in your current state of affairs, you ain't gotta keep it going, won't be no hard feelings. But we did our part because we reached out and shared it. We did our part to satisfy the government because we attempted to make a profit and bring in a business partner. And we definitely gonna track it and write it down so that we're covered when tax time rolls around. It's as simple as that. So thank y'all for joining us. If you have any questions, reach out to us, and we will see y'all next week. So I'm gonna see if I can find this. I can't believe we made it through this whole thing, and I ain't really had no technical difficulties. I'm scared. That means something might be finna go terribly wrong.
Thank you guys for showing up.
You know what? I'm gonna just go to it on my phone because my computer, you know how they go. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good week. And we will see y'all back in next week. And yeah, let's see, did I find it? There we go. Oh crap. I pushed the wrong button. Oh, folks, technology. Work with me. Okay. That's why I don't want to work here. Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of the conversation. Now, are you ready to start your home-based business? If your answer is yes, contact Tony or Melissa to get started today.